Hello, hello, hello. What's happening? What's happening? Come on in this house. What's going on? How y'all doing today? Come on in. Let me know how the audio is. We're working with a new mic today. Hopefully the audio holds up. All right. Looks like everything's up and running. Oh, even the comments working. Oh shoot. Give me 1 second. All right. We'll give everybody a few more minutes to come on in here. How's y'all day today? Hopefully, we'll get some people to click the link today and come on into the show. Since it's not really a pop up anymore, I'll go ahead and I decided to start. Go ahead and okay, cool. Decided to go ahead and start doing a show on Thursdays because pretty much those are my off days. It's Thursday and Sunday, and don't have much other time to do anything else during the week. So we decided to go ahead and come on in today and do a little show. I was gonna do two different shows, but with it being Sunday being Father's Day, I got a Father's Day special I'm gonna do. So I hope everybody comes back and check that out. I'm good. I'm good. Just been resting today, get my rest in, and meditating on the show, trying to come up with get my material together. It's interesting. I don't write none of this stuff down, so and I don't really consider it a freestyle because it's not like I'm making it up on the spot. It just kind of I just kind of open my mouth and it just falls out. So we're gonna give everybody, like I said, a few more minutes to come in. I don't expect a whole lot of people today because it's Thursday, and people got things to do. People like being out. Hope everybody's gonna celebrate Juneteenth since now it's a federal holiday. Should have been a federal holiday, but that's a whole nother discussion for another day. But yeah, I do hope that as we as a black people catch on and learn what Juneteenth is about, learn find different ways to celebrate it. We celebrate everything else. It ain't got nothing to do with us. Uh, like Cinco de Mayo, 4th of July, all these different holidays. We all dress up and play on Halloween and Easter and all that kind of stuff. This is something this is real history, something we can actually look back on and relate to in a sense. And so I'm hoping that we as a people, as a culture, will start to embrace Juneteenth and kind of just set our minds back to that day and what that meant to those who was living, to our ancestors who was living in that time. And pretty much pay homage to them because if they hadn't survived those days, none of us would be here. So, very important holiday. And I hope everybody, like I said, takes the time out on Saturday to celebrate. I know around here, there'll be a few different celebrations going on locally. And yeah, just jump in and be a part of that. This is historic in the sense that it's now a federal holiday. And some people feel one way or another about it, but I think it's a good thing. We'll just give a couple more minutes, see if we get some more people in, and if not, that's fine. But we're gonna go on and go on with the show. We'll give them a few more minutes. Lo, y'all gonna call in today? Hope somebody call in today. We'll get started in just a couple more minutes. We're just gonna give people more time to come in. I see people coming in now. Yeah, come on in here. Come on in. Feel free to click the link. And just to come on to the Zoom call. You do not have to be on camera. You can do it as audio only. I prefer the camera, but it's all up to you. I'll get my message. Y'all tuned in. Y'all should be working. What y'all doing up there? Oh, y'all probably on the roof and shit going on. Oh, one more minute and we're gonna get started. We're gonna do this thing real quick. My research, Lord, if it's messing up, all right, and I know it's not my mic because I figured something else out. Give me a second. Bear with me. This is becoming frustrating, but it's all right. It's all good. We always come prepared. All right, how about now? How's the sound now? Are we good? Let me know how the sound is, and then I'll go on. We're gonna go forth with the word. I got to figure out what's going on with my audio. Okay. All right. So, sleeping with the enemies. Today, everybody's been asking me, who's Zaquavion? Who's this Zaquavion you keep talking about? I don't know no damn Zaquavion. I ain't missing no damn Zaquavion. We're going to break down who Zaquavion is. We're going to break down where women go wrong with Zaquavion. And we're going to also talk about how independence has destroyed a lot of our Black relationships. No disrespect to my white people that watches, but all I know is Black relationships. So that's all I can talk about. I can't really relate. I mean, I'm dating white girls and stuff, and it's completely different from Black relationships. And my audience is primarily Black women. So, why not? We're gonna talk about that too. But let's talk about Zaquavion. When I say Zaquavion, this is a character I kind of made up, but he embodies a lot of what we see today in the, let's say, dysfunctional Black men. I don't like to, I hope we transition from that word toxic. Everybody wants to say something is toxic. And when I hear toxic, I'm thinking about somebody drinking a damn gallon of bleach. But when you growing up in dysfunction, hey, y'all, come on in. When you grow up in dysfunction, people tend to follow that dysfunction in one way or another. Uh, for instance, if you grow up in the hood, that's the saying, you grow up, you can take the person out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the person. And I believe that's a real saying. And oftentimes we find ourselves improving in other areas in our life, but then when it comes back to that dating thing, we fall short because of what we grew up in, what we grew up around, what we're used to, uh, what we attract, what we're attracted to. And Zaquavion embodies all of that because, if you can, and everybody got a different name for their Zaquavion. I just use that name because it's hood and it's a little ratchet. And, that's usually the type of dudes that we see typically in these situations. So Zaquavion would be the type of dude that can't really keep a job. He's in and out of jobs. He's in and out of jail for doing a little silly shit. This is the dude that says it ain't his fault. Nobody gave him a chance. Nobody believes in him. Nobody wants to help him. Uh, all that kind of stuff. If I only had someone to fuck with me, and they always got an excuse for something. I always got their hands out for something. Man, can I just get this? Can I hold that? And he don't have any skill, so to speak. He doesn't work little frivolous jobs here and there to make it seem legit. He might be, a little dope boy. If he get a little older, he's still trying to rap. He's still trying to, y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm referring to. The guy that, his own mama don't give a damn about because he done lied to her and failed her so many times, and he calls her a bitch, and he just grew up in dysfunction. And somehow or another, he's found his way into your life. And at first you thinking, oh, this ain't gonna be nothing. Oh, he's just somebody to talk to. I'm just uh, wasting my time, just biding my time till I find my high value man or my good man or somebody to take me off my feet. Just somebody I can go kick it with. And hell, if you smoke weed, this motherfucker got the plug, and he can smoke and chill for free and all that kind of stuff. And he's got kids, but he claimed the baby mamas are tripping. Yeah, I said that right, plural. The baby mamas is tripping, and she won't let him see the kids. And he's still a good dude. He want to be a good daddy, and he ain't had no daddy. And slowly but surely, you start to feel sorry for him. He always there when you call on him. Because hell, he ain't got no job, so he always got time for you, and that's a plus. And even though he ain't got a whole bunch of money, he's funny. He kind of funny, and he kind of cute, and all that kind of stuff. And then y'all progress a little bit, and one night you let him come over. It's a little late. He don't feel like getting up. You really ain't want him to stay, but then at the same time, you don't want to put him out, and then y'all have the sex, and hell, the sex was a little, it was actually decent, and he beat it up real good, and then you put him out. You try to reevaluate the situation. Oh, that was just a one-time thing. It don't mean nothing. And I've heard that several times. If it's just one time, it don't mean anything. So y'all convinced yourself, oh, this ain't nothing but a little play thing. And then next thing you know, he back over there because you don't got lonely. That thing is itching. It's hot. Uh, you need him to come over there and touch it up a little bit. And Zaquavion, like I said, he's always got time. I always got the energy to put you through the headboard because hell, he ain't got much of a job. The little job he's working is part time. He ain't on his feet. He just sitting there all day. And he typical the dude you see sitting at the gas station. They don't even speak when he walk in. Or let me see, what else could he be? He the dude that work at the grocery store in the back, uh, always smoking a cigarette, motherfucker at the gas station. And, don't, that's the kind of dude that you buy the gas and then you got to pump the gas. You in his car, he in your car all the damn time. Slowly but surely, he works his way into your life. He tell you his little sad stories, and y'all believe it, and you feel sorry for him because it seems like all he needs is just one person to give a damn, one person to love on him, and before you know it, Zaquavion and got you. And then the unthinkable, you never thought, oh, this ain't nothing. We just doing this, that, and the other. You ain't really trying to be seen with them in public because you're really ashamed of them. Because they're a little dirty, smell like weed all the time. Like I said, don't have really social skills. He'll tell you he don't really like being around people. He don't like talking on the phone. He don't like all this kind of stuff. And then, like I said, slowly but surely, he mess around and get you pregnant. And then now you figuring, oh Lord, I done got Zaquavion, we pregnant. And first thing he do is look at, hey, what you gonna do? You gonna have the baby? He ain't got no excitement towards it. And slowly but surely, y'all done had the baby. You wrestling with him. He don't want to watch the baby. He don't want to do him sit up and play the PlayStation. He asking you what's for dinner, what's for lunch. You working, and you got these kids in the house. You got him. He another damn child, and this is the typical Zaquavion kind of thing. And women go through this stuff. And the reason why I call it sleeping with the enemy because Zaquavion is the type of dude that's gonna keep you in the same position that you always seemingly gonna always stay in. He keeps you in a position where you're constantly gonna be needing him. You're constantly in a position where you feel like, I can't find nobody else. I might as well work it out with him. At least he here. And y'all make excuses for him. Well, at least he here. He ain't much, but he's something. At least I ain't alone. And he messes up your world, And I see so many good women go through this situation. And then you ask them where your baby daddy at, and they don't have no real answer for you. They let you know here's Zaquavion. Oh, he around. He doing him. Zaquavion. You can't take him to meet your mama because she just gonna look at him and throw up. Granted, forget about it. Not saying he's a mean dude, but like I said, he is who he is. He grew up in dysfunction. All he knows is dysfunction, and he brings that mess to you. He brings it right there to your doorstep, and you don't have the strength to eliminate him from your life because, in a sense, you feel sort of responsible for him. His mama don't mess with him. His friends don't mess with him. His family don't mess with him. He's alienated, and he'll cry and tell you that, well, all I got is you. All we got is each other. You know what I'm saying? That's that Bonnie and Clyde mentality. And I see ladies get caught up in that shit all the time. And then they look up 5, 10, 15 years done went by. He done moved on and you still stuck. Wonder what happened to you. What happened to all your chances? What happened to the marriage that you wanted? What happened to the house and the picket fence? Well, that's because you wasted so much time trying to get Zaquavion to do right that you missed your opportunity to be with a king. Yeah, and one day I'm gonna do a show about that, about who's really a king and who bullshit. But today I just wanted to give a little brief synopsis on Zaquavion. We all know him. Hell, I know several of them. I got several in my family. They're just all who they are. They pop out babies. Some of them they take care of, some of them they don't. Some of them, if they look like them, they might like them. If they don't, they questioning if the child even theirs. All that nonsense. All the I don't hate to say the word stereotypical, but all yes, it's the woman's fault. Yes. It's the woman's fault because y'all picked them. You pick them. And I don't want to go fast forward too fast on this, But I'm gonna say this. You picked this dude. You chose him. Nobody made you be with this man. Nobody made you lay down with this man. Nobody made you reproduce with this man. You chose him. Women have the option, have the complete right, the power, the access to the sex. If you tell him no, and if unless he a rapist, the answer is no. So that means, in effect, you chose them. Okay, if you leave them, then stay gone. I see a lot of women, like I say, they stay in these situations forever, forever. They never get out of this circle because they, like I said, they feel responsible for him. They feel guilty for him. They feel sorry for him. He know how to cry on them. He know what spots to reach for him. Zaquavion knows how to get to these women because the same dysfunction he grew up in, she grew up in. The same dudes that she swore she would never date because she saw her mama wrestling with him is the same version of Zaquavion. I mean, some women do better. I've seen some do better. I've seen a lot do worse. And I've seen some just not, they not there. Why don't you call in? Everybody want to comment. Why don't y'all call in? The link is in there. But I say this about Zaquavion. I'm glad you said that. It's gonna segue to what my next point was. See, ladies, everything in life evolves. Everything that's living, everything that's existing, it evolves. We are not the same people we were 20 years ago. The same person, if you're old enough, the same person you were 20 years ago was evolved from the previous 20 years. You know, nothing stays the same. But I'll tell you this, and I say this, and this is why I put this at the behest of women. If women got together and said, you know what, we're not fucking with Zaquavions no more, they would automatically evolve, but he wouldn't exist. That's how I know that the problem is real, because he still exists. He still exists. If you look at let's look at cars, okay? First car was a Model T. You don't see Model Ts anymore. Why? Because the car evolved. People wanted more. It wasn't good enough anymore. You don't see a deuce and a quarter. Why? Because people didn't want them big ass cars anymore. They had to evolve into a smaller, more economic vehicle. People all of a sudden now, you didn't see a whole bunch of SUVs back in the day. Now there's a million SUVs out there. Why? Because that's what the people wanted. They didn't want the same old stuff anymore. The record player gave way to the 8-track. The 8-track gave way to the cassette player. The cassette player gave way to the CD player. Now the CD is gone because everything is streaming. Okay, well, talk about it. If you see men going through it too, then talk about it. But you know, I understand men go through this, but I am a man. I understand why men do what we do. What I don't understand is why women keep playing with Zaquavion. Why is this brother even still alive? Why does this kind of man exist anymore? Shouldn't we be evolving from this type of dude? This is the same almost mold of the dudes that we saw our fathers were. And I see guys in my era and my generation mostly saying we're not going to be like that dude was in the 60s and the 70s. We're not going to be like him. We're not going to be the father that just pop up babies and run. Even if the situation is horrible, we're not going anywhere. But yet, and I still see a whole lot of women crying and fighting over these same sorry dudes. Explain to me how one dude can get 5, 6 women pregnant. You can't tell me, y'all, and I've seen the women fight each other over the dude. You can't tell me this ain't real. And y'all know it's real. If you all get together and say you're done with it, oh, here we go. Bear with me, y'all. All right, we can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. It took a minute. What was the last thing you said?
All I'm saying is women can't keep saying these dudes don't exist because that has been no evolution. It's been the same type of dude since the 60s and 70s. The men are saying we are not doing that no more. I've seen a lot of the guys in my era, in my generation, have decided we're not having a bunch of kids and then leaving them. You don't see guys walking around that much today with 5 or 6 kids in my era, my generation. 5 or 6 kids by 5 or 6 different women. And I've
No,
seen
you don't really see that no more.
and you
You
see
don't
these
see
same
that.
women fighting over the dude.
So what is your question? What was something
I mean,
that
it's
you
not
want?
a question. I'm just saying what it is. Like uh there should be a form of evolution somewhere.
But I think a lot of women they do end up involving in it. And it's not the same outcome that granny went through, mama went through. You may have hicked up and I'm really sleepy, so I sound like that. But you may it does end up being different for some, you know. Or even if you mess up and you do it. I mean, even the situations I've been in, I can't give it that name, but are there a lot of similar things? Hell yeah, it is. But I guess it's where the glitch is for me. I'm like, okay, let me like if you say this guy has 50 characteristics, I can say I definitely have dealt with someone that has at least 30 of the 50. So I mean, I get it, but it's not the whole 50, but it doesn't matter. It's enough of it. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The little thing came up, but is you definitely right because like when you started explaining the first half, wasn't me. Second half, me. But and I mean I'll admit it, but then at the same time, like for me, it again, like I've said before, it could look like it's this, but it's really not. And I'm really on top of it. But at the same time, you share a child with this person. And if it's needed for the child, I mean, as a female, we are nurturers. We are, forgiving, but at the same time, we ain't no fucking fools. I'm not a fucking fool. Let me say that. I can't speak for everybody. Let me just talk for me. I'm not no damn fool. So it's like, yeah, this, and this may have happened, but no, we're not going to do this again. So when you say, that's why I'm like, I get you say it's a woman's fault. Okay, cool. I get you say we control how a guy, absolutely we control how they treat us. And the thing is, once you put that foot down, once you put that stiletto down, that sandal, that flip flop down, they can't stand it, and it's okay. They'll get over it, But the thing is, does it take energy? Yeah. Does it take strength? Yeah, to do it. But once you do it, I mean, you'll feel a billion times better because you don't become a doormat anymore. You're not allowing him to just piss shit and poop on you. You know what I'm saying? So,
But that's where I get this is where men say this is bull.
what's
Because
bull?
women keep saying so badly, oh, I'm not gonna be like grandmama. I'm not gonna be like mama did. Which y'all don't realize y'all doing it worse than Big Mama did it. Big Mama Lisa was married. Big Mama Lisa had the house in her name. At least she had the car in her name. Granddaddy might have did his thing, but he made sure Big Mama was taken care of.
But with that right there, let's pause right there. Okay, you want to use Big Mama as an example. But the thing is, the caliber of man is totally different now. They're not even fucking men. They're little bitch ass
But
boys.
guess who raising
But
them?
wait a minute. Let me finish. The thing is, it's totally different. You had men back in the day that will work and still have a whole nother family out there, but they took her home first. But then you knew Granny was going to be with it. But it's also the caliber of men that are out there. They are not built like they were 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago, that you rarely see a man is taking care of his first home and that side home. You don't see that. Because you gotta admit, plenty of situations, plenty of big mamas that knew there was another family out there, even would take care of the other kids. It's different now. But the same shit that's going on now is the same shit that was going on then. The only difference is they still got their ass up. They went to that steel mill. They went to that factory job. They stayed there 40, 50, 60 years. That's the difference. The core of the man was different. We didn't break the core of the man. We didn't break
No,
that.
no, y'all broke up the family.
We
And then
broke it up.
yes, yes,
We.
yes, yes.
Okay, Tasha Lorraine.
And now that's gonna segue into my next piece with this was independence had destroyed the black marriage. It destroyed that.
Wait a minute, black marriage. How did you go into we didn't get married to it broke up the marriage? What?
I mean, when it broke up black love, how about that? Black family.
Okay, you're gonna have to say that because you
All
doing
right.
too much
Well,
of that.
independence has ruined black relations, black love, black relationships.
So because she stood up and said, I'm not gonna allow Zaquavion, you're saying that broke it?
No. What broke it was when she went and got on public housing.
Oh fuck, that's a whole nother
okay, well, you asked.
No,
I'm going there.
but the thing for me, you're going totally off the topic why I called in. That right there, that's a whole nother for me.
I've already explained that in my monologue. This is gonna be 2 parts. I've already explained the
so everything I've said about the dudes not really being the men standing up like they were with our granddaddies, you just gonna skip over that?
No, the men have changed. That's because, like I just said, back then, granddaddy was raised. But this is the thing: granddaddy was raised by great granddaddy and great grandmama. Great granddaddy was raised by great great granddaddy and great great grandmama. They was together. It happened. Our mother's generations said, "I'm not gonna be like that." They offered them free shit, but you can't have no man, and that's what they took.
So okay?
And that independence of, well, I don't need no man. I've been told this in my own family. You ain't got to be together, raise a baby, have a baby. I'm like, come on. You telling me it's okay to be a single father? You telling the mother of my child it's okay to be a single mother? And what about the child? Don't you think the child needed both of us?
Okay.
But that's what we taught. But that's what we're taught in the black community.
Okay, that's a whole nother thing. Yes, that is a lot of things that people were taught in the black community.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
But that's also very, very clear of how the government has separated. I'm just saying. But you fuck it. Go on. I ain't gonna say shit. I ain't gonna say nothing. But the thing is this. When you start talking about public housing, that's a whole nother spectrum. That's a whole nother mountain that's a whole nother thing, because there are some situations where the man died in war, the man died unexpectedly.
That's not what I'm even talking about.
But I'm not saying that it is, Tyshawn. I'm just saying for me to even talk about it, I've never lived in public housing. As far as food stamps, I've only had them one time in my life, and the man was like, "You've never had them?" I was damn near 40 before I ever had it.
Okay,
so again,
you're one woman. I'm talking about.
But Tyshawn is the only woman I can talk about.
Well, this is one I'm addressing. You're not the only woman on my page. There are other women that's watching this show.
And they ain't calling in. And they ain't calling in. I'm the one that's calling in.
There are men that are watching my show that have said this to me, that the independence of the black
just say
woman,
independent. All independent women ain't in no fucking project. So that's my issue.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Independent. Don't say public housing.
First of all, I named the projects as the genesis of when the men started to become punk ass dudes. That's all I was saying about the projects. I don't know where you're going.
Okay. So that was the beginning.
That's the genesis. When you start putting the father out and the mother is raising the boy by herself, this is the result of that.
How is that the woman's fault if that's how she has to keep a roof over her child's head?
That's what she chose.
Oh, okay.
That's what she chose.
Tyshawn,
That's
Okay,
what she
so
chose.
okay. Let's say the woman chose it. Let's say the woman she took the cheaper housing and she did that to get on her feet. So, how many of those situations have you seen where she wanted him around and he said, "I'm gonna do the damn thing. I'm gonna go get the job. I'm gonna get y'all out of that so we can be together."
Well, I've never seen it because most of the time when she decides that, they already broken up.
Answer the question. I get it. That's what you've seen. But I'm saying to you that every woman that is chose that doesn't mean that she is kicking the dad out or she doesn't like the dad or she doesn't want the dad. Okay, I get it. But how many guys said, "This is my family. You are mine. These are my kids, or that's my child. I'm going to get y'all out."
Okay. I'm gonna tell you this. Isaiah Thomas, famous basketball player, he said
Mm-hmm.
this story that his family, he had 10 brothers and sisters.
Okay.
They were doing bad, but they were still together.
Okay.
His mama went to his daddy and told him, "I'm going to get this project. You can't be in the house."
Okay.
The daddy told her, "I don't want you to do that. Yeah, we struggling, but I'm gonna get us out of this." He
Okay.
said his mama chose to do that anyway, and his daddy left. And he does not blame his father because the mother should have listened to him.
So okay, let's just say they're going from pillar to post. Let's just say they're not able to adequately feed them. Let's just say they need health care and she chooses the path that feeds her kids, give them health care and shelter. She's wrong.
No, she's not wrong. She did what she wanted to do. But my thing is,
Wanted to do or had to do.
that's what she wanted to do.
Tashawn, he didn't have to leave. He could have stayed around and got them in
How
place.
he gonna stay around? And they told her he can't be in there.
Tashawn, so that meant he got to wither away and die?
I would run, yes. If I told you
Well, that ain't
don't get
right.
don't take that, stay with me, and you say,
Okay,
well,
there are men that take housing. That don't mean they just disregarded the mother.
you can't be a single man with a family and in the mother be together and y'all get a project. It don't work like
I
that.
did not say that. That is not what I said.
But
I said there
nevertheless,
are males that get public housing also that have had their kids and they're not with the mother. That don't mean all is fucking lost.
that's because the mother chose to leave.
Oh my God.
See, y'all keep wanting to avoid what the truth is.
I'm
But
not saying the
nevertheless,
truth. I'm just saying you're blaming a woman because she's getting shelter, food, and medical assistance for her child.
I'm not saying it's wrong if that's what she had. If that was all she had, cool. I'm saying in those instances where the father was there, he wanted to be there. He might not have been on top of his game. Why
So
didn't you
that's the
choose to
woman's
stick it
fault that he
out?
wasn't on the top of his game?
What?
Is that the woman's fault because he wasn't on top of his
No,
game?
it's not her fault. But if she chose to leave him, then she's got to understand what that's going to mean to the child. But
So many things
nevertheless,
being mixed.
nevertheless,
Mhm.
fast forward, uh, and I've had several men tell me this, man, independence is killing our women. It's killing us all. And I watched Kevin Samuels, and he made a very good. I wish I could
Who
have
the hell
found
is
this
who
piece
the
of
hell is
post.
Kevin Samuels? That dude to be in that suit.
Yeah, he
Oh
made a
hell.
very good. Uh, he made a very good point when he asked this woman
Mm-hmm.
if Hispanic women belong to Hispanic women and Asian
What?
women belong to Asian men, and the white woman belongs to the white man. Does the black woman belong to the black man? And the woman said no. And every woman he asked that to said no. And one of them got an attitude. Why I got to belong to the black man? Oh, this ain't slavery. Oh, why can't he get his own? And Kevin's like, no, ma'am, you missing the point. The point is black women want to be separated from the black man. And I think that's a very key point. I think a lot of
We want to
you,
be separated from a black
yes,
man?
yes,
What the hell do you mean?
because the struggle is no longer we as black people have to overcome. The rally cry now is, well, black women are most unprotected and disrespected. And it's like every woman I talk to, even on my show, I talked to a young lady a couple of weeks ago, and first thing coming out of her mouth was, well, black women go through so much. I understand that. We understand that more than anybody in this whole world. You know why? Because we go through so much. But we never heard us saying, "Oh, the black man goes through so much." If the
Well,
black
because
woman,
y'all are not,
we
y'all don't have estrogen. Y'all are men. Y'all are masculine. You all are
okay,
always told to hold it. So if y'all don't say it, get to saying it.
okay,
That ain't got, that ain't our fault either.
but like I said, it's all. It seems like the suffrage is being separated into the hell with black men. I've heard women say this. You don't need them. You don't. We with women power. We running things now, and I'm like, baby, you out of order. You are out of order.
So much. You mixing a lot.
How can you separate yourself and the suffrage of black people, and it's black women and children over here, and then the black man where you do what you do
So
because
there's
you
one
trash,
Kevin.
huh?
So there's one Kevin Samuels statement. That's so slighted in itself. I mean, because no, I mean, you can breathe all you want. You sound a whole line over there. But it's so crazy because you love and like what you like. I mean, but that is so one. I mean, so many black women still love a black man. I mean, so that's so
But y'all
slighted.
don't belong to us anymore. Y'all don't listen to
Who
us, and
told you that lie?
we cannot tell y'all
Who
nothing
told
anymore.
you that lie?
Nobody had to tell me. I've lived it. Well, I've
But
seen it.
Tashawn, the thing is this. That is something that you are choosing to say. There are so many of us that adore y'all. So,
I don't see that. I don't
well,
see that
you know
anymore.
why? Because you're always in a picture with a bigot.
That's
I
right.
mean, get the
That's
fuck out of
right.
here, dude.
Because they treat me like a man.
Hey,
They
and
don't
guess
treat
what?
me. They don't treat me like it's somebody that owes them something.
Okay, and that's who you have ran into.
No,
But I
that's what a
promise you.
lot of men see. That's
Okay, but you
again.
know what? It's a lot of women that's been hurt. It's a lot of men
See,
that's been hurt.
like I just said, look, it goes right back to y'all. It's always back to y'all.
What the fuck?
It's
I just said. I just kept saying y'all, and you just kept denying it and shooting it down. So you want me to just keep saying stuff and you shoot it down?
I
Well,
want
shit,
y'all to
I
start
gotta start
saying,
talking about us if you ain't gonna listen.
I want y'all to start saying that y'all have made some mistakes and that you're ready to build back
Tashawn, is
with
that
us.
not what the fuck I just said at the beginning of this? I
No,
said when you
no,
what I didn't.
no.
I did not say
Lolita,
that.
how's the bull? How's the bull, Lolita? Come on.
But I just said to you when you were giving the 50 characteristics of a Zaquavion, I said at first I was like, no. And then I said, well, I have to admit that last part, Tasha, I just admitted that. I just admitted that at the beginning. That was the first thing I opened up with. And you're saying we're not saying we were wrong. I just did that.
Well, it ain't so much as y'all admitting you wrong. It's just that we need to get to a set of understanding that, hey, we in this fight together. You don't have
But
to keep fighting to be separated from us. I understand women have their own set issues and their own agenda that they need addressed. I'm all for that. I am not for any man leaving and walking out on his child. And I'm not going to say no matter what, but because I do believe there are some circumstances where, hell, you try everything. What else can you do other than go kidnap the child? And I hear people say, well, go to the courts. The courts ain't for men. Can we please, as black people, take that part out of your vernacular? The man going to court to get his child is not always the practical way to go. Yes, some of them win. Most of them lose. So we got to get that part out of the situation. But so I do understand. Black women, yes, y'all do have y'all challenges. You got your struggles. I completely understand that. And I want nothing more than you to get what you deserve. But in the same time, when you getting what you think you deserve, why is it wrong for us to say, hey, I don't like you wearing these bonnets. Hey, I don't like you wearing 3 pounds of makeup. Hey, I don't want you wearing somebody else's or something else's hair on your head. We can't tell the black woman that anymore. We can't tell her, baby, you put on a little bit too much. Let's start walking every day to help you get some of this stuff off of you, because I want you to live with me until we 90, 100 years old.
I know plenty of men that do, but I know plenty of men that do that, and she listens to it. I know plenty.
That I'm telling you, this is what men have told me. It's not about what women, what y'all see. I'm telling you what the men, the brothers are telling me that we have this conversation every day. That we tired of these fuzzy slippers. We tired of this stuff. We tired of the ratchet, the upholding of the ratchetness and the foolishness. And it's like, hey, we trying to evolve. We trying to get better. And I see it every day. I see brothers that used to bang and used to do that dope thing. They coming in the bar. They different. The young guys come in. They actually got respect for the older men. It ain't like it was even 10 years ago. I'm seeing the evolution of the black man. I'm seeing the black man come together on one accord and saying, you know what? I may not like you, you may not like me, but you know what? In the case of just in the sacredness of brotherhood, we're not gonna act the fool out here. We're gonna come in here, have a good time. You stay on your side, I stay on my side. What I'm often seeing though is that the black woman has become violent and angry, and they throw this. I don't need no man. How can I don't understand how women feel. They don't need no man. That's not what God created us to be. We're supposed to be codependent upon each other to upbuild and uprise. But for some reason, we stuck on this, well, I don't need no man. I make my own money. Good for you, baby. Because guess what? We know we don't get access to y'all money. We don't give a damn how much money you got. You ain't never going to give us the bank card and say, here, go buy what you want. And that's cool. That's why we go to work ourselves. Ain't about your money. Ain't about your possessions, because if he's a half of a man, he's gonna have his own anyway. Only thing that he wants is you. We can admit, I want you as a woman. I want you, your flaws and all. I know we going in a situation with you. We know we're gonna have to fix some shit. We know some stuff we gotta be patient with, but we willing to do that. I have yet to run into too many black women, maybe 3 or 4 in the last 10 years. They had said, I'm willing to let him work his stuff out. I'm willing. He might not have what he needs to have now, but I'm willing to see what the end gonna be like. A lot of these women nowadays, if you ain't got 6 figures, if you ain't out here trapping, if you ain't, I mean, it's like the same old stereotype. And I wonder why it is we don't see doctors with 6, 7 baby mamas. Why don't we see the black lawyer with 6, 7 baby mamas? Why? Because they don't even throw it at them they don't even come at them like that. It's the Quavion.
That is not the reason why. Hell, main reason.
Oh my God.
Okay, you're right. I'm gonna be mute. Go ahead.
We don't see that. We see not, and I also agree with Kevin on this. It's not to diminish.
He's such a little boy.
It's not to diminish what the black athlete has done. But a lot of these guys, they come from the dysfunction and they still, in some ways, hold on to the dysfunction versus a professional like a lawyer or a doctor who might have come from the dysfunction, but said, you know what, I'm not going to be that anymore. And they've worked and they've overcome. And then, of course, we call them bougie because they don't want to do.
That's what I was about to say. What you're just saying, that's why you don't see that, because they've made a conscious effort to not be that. That's all I was going to say. And you, oh Lord in hell, he ain't had time to focus on the bullshit.
Absolutely. He's overcome.
Exactly. That's all I was going to say.
That foolishness. But then I've seen black women say, oh, he bougie. He just want a white woman. He don't want woman like, you don't know what that man want. But this is what y'all say. Oh, he don't want nobody like me.
Don't cluster me in that.
And I've heard brothers say this too, and I believe it's true. Women don't want a man like Russell Wilson. They want a dude like Future to sometimes act like a Russell Wilson, to overlook their past.
Who said this?
Them where they at, and be this knight in shining armor like Sierra had. But that's not realistic. That's not reality. You can't expect Zaquavion to be Barack Obama. It's not gonna happen. You can't expect Zaquavion to one day wake up and say, well, you know what? I'm gonna be the president. I'm gonna change my ways, and I'm gonna no. And I think one thing that has hurt us is that we don't shun enough of that poor behavior, because now we get told, oh, that's all right, you judging me. Oh, you a hater. Oh, you ain't, who hurt you? Oh, your mama black, your sister black, your daughter black. And that's why I try to teach my daughter better. Hey, you ain't got these little hood boys that come and go. That's not nothing. Go get you a lawyer, a doctor, somebody who wants to be something. Not somebody you got to pick up out the trash can and hope one day he magically turns into something. That's not going to happen. Some people are just, they born and bred in dysfunction. Some of us learn to overcome it. Some of us can say, hey, mama and daddy made that mistake. I'm not doing that anymore. And the ones that can do that are blessed, because the other ones, they fall in the same path one way or another. And I know women get mad at me for saying this kind of thing, but you gotta get mad and frustrated at these men. And I keep asking the same question: who raised these boys? Who raised Zaquavion? Who raised them? Because Zaquavion was taught, "Oh, you look just like your daddy. You're gonna be just like your daddy. You ain't gonna be shit." And guess what? Zaquavion believed that. His daddy didn't tell him that. His mama told him that. So yes, you can thank his mama. You can thank your fellow sisters, because this is a real thing. You can thank this. You can thank these independent women. Oh, I don't need no man to pay my bills. I don't need no man to take me out. I don't need no man to do this, that, and the other for me. Okay, cool. You don't. So all he gonna do, you gotta be women. I hope y'all listen to this. You gotta be careful what words you use around a man. Y'all have the power to speak to the soul of a man. Nothing else in this world can do that. Y'all can speak directly to his soul, and what you put in him, he's gonna hold on to it. If you regulate this man to just fucking you and taking you out every now and again, that's all he gonna do. Quit telling these men that you can't, I don't need you. Yes, you do. Because ain't no woman ever laid down and made no baby completely by herself. Ever. She can't get herself pregnant. You got to have the man's life force to get you pregnant. You got to have a man to make a family. Mama by herself is not a family. That's a parent.
Oh my God.
I know it. Yes.
Ain't a shit ass thing you saying hurt me,
him.
because a lot of the stuff you're saying does not apply to me. I'm just letting you say it.
Okay, so it don't apply. But I'm telling you this much.
So I'm
tell
just
you
here
this
because
much.
you don't want to hear a female's nothing.
Oh,
so
I'm about to let you talk. I'm about to let you talk. I just had to say, I just wanted to get my points out there, because like I said, the brothers are coming to me saying, hey, Ty, you got to talk about this stuff. You got to start saying these things. I know you've been diplomatic on your show, but some of these girls need to know this stuff. Baby, what you doing is wrong. The way you going about this is wrong. You was taught wrong. You learned it wrong. You do need that man. You do, black women, you do need your black men. You need us. We need you. We are in a codependent situation, especially if you feel like the white man is your enemy and everybody else hates you. Who you think gonna be there in your corner to help you fight? Who you think understands your pain more than anybody? You think we don't understand what it feels like when somebody look at you wrong because your hair is colorful, because you got nails? You think we don't know what that means? You think I don't get looked at funny because I'm tall and I'm black and I got a beard and sometimes I got the nerve to wear a cowboy hat? You think people don't look at me crazy? People have told me I've never seen a black man in a cowboy hat. Straight up and down.
We were the first, ma'am, sir. We were the first.
So we understand that. We understand y'all pain, and we willing to get in there and fight with y'all. We willing to fight for you. But we can't keep being told, oh, well, I don't need you for that. So it's like, what do you want? Do you want our protection? Or do you just want our opinions? You don't want us to tell you when you're wrong. You just want us to fight for you when somebody tell you you're wrong and now you're ready to go at it. You want us to jump in the middle of that. You keep telling yourself, I'm not like Big Mama. I ain't like mama. I ain't like them old women. Well, one thing I can always say, hey, them old women, they had the families, they had the husbands. Where your husband at? The proof is in the pudding. You struggling and fighting with Zaquavion. Grandmama and granddaddy was together 50 years. Was it perfect? No. I'm sure Granny cried. And hell, I know Granddaddy cried. See, that's the part the part that gets overlooked. Granddaddy cried. You think Granddaddy didn't have pain? You think Granddaddy didn't want to walk out on Grandmama?
Get out.
When she was talking back and running her mouth? But I digress. We'll let the women, we'll let you speak. Say what you feel. Go ahead.
Nah, hit your comments. What your comments say?
Only thing that's been said, Lolita said it was bull. I don't understand. I was hoping she would elaborate on that. How's it bull?
Because even though I've said what I said, it's like that shit just went flying over your head. I get it. This is what the men are around, but I can only talk about my own personal self. There are so many Black women out there that try to keep up with y'all, try to make sure y'all okay, try all that, this, that, and the other. And I mean, but we get it. Y'all, you're gonna like what you like. And if that does happen to be another race, that's fine, as long as she treats you right, you know. But I care less what this Samuels guy says. It's a waste. But the thing is, I mean, every situation you've talked about, that's not necessarily the females that are tuned in to commenting and watching and or listening. So that's where, you know.
Okay, you keep saying that. See, this again. You in mute.
What do I keep saying?
That it ain't these women. Y'all are the same. That's what I'm saying. If you dealt with a Zaquavion
outside, I'm not wearing a pound of makeup. Do I choose to wear weave? Yes, I do.
Okay,
but the thing is, a lot of things that you say, I don't have no tarantula nails. I mean, a lot of stuff you're saying is not me.
Do you wear wigs?
I haven't picked housing that kicked a father out. I haven't done so shit.
Do you wear wigs?
Absolutely, because I'm fucking bald. I don't have
wear
hair
weave?
that grows.
Do you wear weave? Do you wear weave?
Tashawn, I just said I do. Why are you?
Okay.
I just said I do.
Have you dated?
But let me tell you something. No.
See.
oh, fuck it. Let me not say nothing. Yes, I wear it.
Okay. Have you been with the Zaquavion?
Tashawn LeRae, you're not finna bash my head in. I just told you.
That's a yes or no.
But Tashawn, you making me repeat shit that I've already said.
It's because you keep saying I'm not them, but I'm showing you y'all are the same. You might not be technically.
I got the tarantula. I'm all that.
Let me put it like this.
Tashawn, if that's the case, I say all y'all is Zaquavions. All y'all are abusers.
We are. We are. That's the what I'm trying to tell you.
But you're not. But you're not. I will not. There are so many men that I would never say are physical abusers because that's not what y'all are. I'm not going to cluster y'all all up in the same thing. You want us to cluster you up as the same?
Listen, whether you are
that's a yes or no. Do you want us to cluster y'all all up?
Yes, because whether you are apple, whether you're or whether you're orange, or whether you're a banana, or whether you're pineapple, you're still fruit. You might be different in some characteristics, but you're still fruit. The core of you are fruit.
Okay, so if we all are all fruit and you all are all Zaquavions, your question now is why do we not? Well, so basically what you're saying is we are with Zaquavions.
Okay,
if y'all are all the same, you're saying that y'all are all there.
My reasoning to you. Do you think in the 20, we know each other 20, 25, almost 25 years?
It's older than this, more than that.
Okay, well, more than that. Do you think I've never had Zaquavion experiences in those years? At
Oh,
40
you
years
know I
old?
know that. You know I know the answer to that.
Okay, then. So yes, I am Zaquavion. That's just like saying, "Are you an alcoholic?" I don't drink now, but have I drank? Yes.
Drinking and being an alcoholic, that's two totally different.
But
Oh
what
my
I'm
God.
saying is,
Same.
yes, I've been Zaquavion. Yes, I can still be Zaquavion. That's still in me. I grew up in dysfunction too. We as Black people grow up in dysfunction. We've seen a whole lot of foolishness we didn't have no business seeing.
But I'm
We've
not finna
grown
sit up
up.
here and say I'm those women that you are naming. I'm not finna do that.
Okay, well, that's on you. I'm saying for me,
Because if more than half of that don't apply to me, why am I going to accept it? Now, will I say, can I help a fellow sister that is in this situation to help her out? Absolutely. Can I help her come out of this or say, hey, we shouldn't do that? You already know you said I should teach a damn etiquette class. I mean, but the thing is this, I'm not finna sit up here and say that I'm her when I'm not.
but okay. Well, I mean, that's on you. I'm just saying, I understand what the game is all about. I understand what we as Black people walk around more than anybody else with all these mental issues. We've been lied to.
And they need to go see a therapist.
We've been
I've
taken
went.
advantage
They need
of.
to go.
I think all of us need that.
They need to go. It helps and it
All of us
works.
need that. But then we
Yes.
sit up here and we say, "Oh, I'm not." It's the same thing as saying we're looking down on each other. Well, I ain't that because I didn't do this part. I did that, but I didn't do that.
Now,
Well, you
not
the
once.
same.
I don't feel I'm looking down on anybody. I just said I haven't experienced those things. I'm not looking down on nothing because I just
But
said
you,
if
but you have in a certain extent.
how when I said I'm willing to help her, how is that looking down?
I'm not talking about looking down. You have experienced these things in some shape, form, or fashion. You have experienced these things. Point blank. Period. We all have.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's a reason why we don't trust each other. It's a reason why we ugly towards one another for no apparent reason. We are these people. We are this, but we keep wanting to separate ourselves. Again, it goes back to what I was saying. The Black woman wants to be completely separated from us. It ain't us, it's them.
Okay.
We not like that. It's the men. Get these men
Okay.
together. Don't say nothing to Black women. How? How we
Okay.
gonna fix something and we fixing it this piece here, this piece there? No. No. We wonder why our kids are messed up because we keep separating them from the parent, the father and the mother. We keep tearing them apart. What do you think they're doing to the child?
Oh.
What does that happen? What happens to the child? My mother was a strong woman. She did a wonderful job. Are there things missing inside of me because I didn't have my father? Absolutely. Absolutely. Did we grow up in the projects and she told my father, oh, no, you can't be in here? No. But at the same time, he wasn't there for his reasons. And I missed that. I missed his ass whoopings. I miss him telling me what a man is supposed to do, what a man is supposed to be. She didn't have no place and no business trying to teach me that. That's not her place. She could teach me responsibility. She can teach me humility, respect. He's got to be the one to teach me how to be the father, be a man, be a father. And I'm telling you, in our era, after the 60s, that was stripped. And that's why you got so many of these little Sequavians running around, confused about who they are, confused about how to be a man. They fighting every 5 seconds. They cussing like little women, pulling out their guns, shooting up the whole damn place.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So you got the 60s, all that breakdown, tear down. Okay. So now you in present day time. Let's say you got a woman, she ran across as a Quavion, she got a child of 2, 3, 4, whatever. She has her own housing. She's not in the guidelines of whatever the government says you can and can't do. And let's say she got 4 boys. Let's say the Quavion pops in and out, but she makes sure that if it's something that she can't do, she lets the father give the input on his offspring because those are his. Who else can tell him better than him? Now, she's not going to allow him to come in and disrupt her home, but she is more than willing to let. Fuck it. I ain't calling it no fucking more. Fuck it.
I'm listening. Go
You
ahead.
don't even know what my question is finna be.
Go
Nope,
ahead.
I'm done. I'm propping my fucking phone up. Nope, I'm done. I'm done. Because you laughing at it. Because you're trying to gain clarity and you're trying to figure out what it is. And I'm trying to ask you, but no. Go.
Okay, well, I mean, that's your choice. I'm saying I'm listening.
Because you're not fucking listening.
Of course I am.
But you're not if you laughing in the middle of the question.
I heard what you were saying.
I didn't even ask my question.
You said, I didn't say I heard your question. I heard what you were saying.
I wasn't even finished.
Well, finish.
I was not even finished. No, I'm not. You saying these guys are calling in, asking you, texting in, saying this, that, and the other. And when you have a whole Black female sitting right here that has only had Black men in her life trying to say something, you're not listening.
I'm listening to you.
Is she supposed to go to another man? Or is she supposed to at least allow the father to father his kids? Even if it's something simple, it could be him just having a question he want to ask. Is she supposed to use him, or is she supposed to use another guy?
What's the quality of the other guy? Is he better than Zaquavion?
Tashawn, if a woman has had a Zaquavion in her life, I would pray to God she did not pick another Zaquavion. So in my mind, he is better. I would really hope
for your scenario, the guy is better. If the guy is better,
that he's better.
He's better, and he's in the house with her and these children.
No, I did not say in the house. I said call. I said if it's a question that the boy has, let's say he's 14 and he's wanting to call his dad, is there a problem with letting him call his dad? That's my question. I didn't say nothing about living nowhere. I said call.
No, he shouldn't have. It's okay to call his father. Yes.
Okay.
But
that's it.
I have to say this. See, my mother was wise enough to know that my father wasn't always, what's the word I want to say? Adequate.
Oh, I definitely understand that.
And because he was an alcoholic.
Right.
And so therefore, she did have surrounding people, like my granddaddy, my uncles, and her, boyfriend Robert, that I could go to for the answers.
Right.
So, like that's why I'm saying, like, is the guy better quality than the father? If he's a better quality, then yes, I would direct him towards the man who's the better quality.
And a lot of women do. A lot of women do.
What you don't want to do is having the father who's already corrupt and dysfunctional, corrupting the innocent child.
I get all of that. I was just trying to bring up, since you keep bringing up the Zaquavion and she's had kids with, I was just trying to see what you would say to that. But most women, and I've even done it, no, you pick the guy that is far better to ask your questions to, if they can handle it. A lot of times they can't even possibly handle it. But I mean, you go with the easier route. Like me, there are no uncles, there is no father, there are no granddads. My male influence are you and my guy friends that I met and I put in that slot, to ask questions to. But that whole male structure for me doesn't exist, and it's been there, but it was gone and shattered shit before I even was a teenager. So I mean, for me, you have to just find your own way. But I think when you go in so hard, you got to understand. I can only speak for me. There's no male. There's no male. There's no male. There's absolutely no male. And the only male it is a guy that I've attached to that sickeningly turned into a father figure because they ended up looking like him. And then you're just like, ugh, like how the fuck did I do that? But you don't see that going in, but that's another day, another topic. But a lot of females, they don't necessarily have that guy to like seriously call. And if you did, they done died off.
But see, this is the problem though. When you have a man that's willing to step out there, because this ain't no a comfortable situation. Step out there and say these things that we know women don't want to hear. And when we go out here and we say this, free of charge, we ain't got to say shit. Go out here and say something. Only women say, "Oh, that's not right. Oh, you just bashing us. You hate us. You saying all this mean shit. What about you?" And it's like, yo, I'm not saying this to hurt you. I'm saying this to help you because you've been lied to your whole life.
But I've already told you it's your delivery. But I think for you, stick to like one actual topic because like 30 and 40 things have been discussed today.
Well, that's because you brought it in there.
It started out with sleeping with the enemy.
That's right. Zaquavion is y'all's enemy.
Okay, but we done went from we went like all around the globe of things. But it's like it would help if it stays on that particular topic, because if you're saying that the women are saying, oh, well, you always bashing, well, you hit so many things at once. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Well, that's because you kept getting stuck on the projects and all this other stuff. And I'm just,
I didn't keep getting stuck. I'm just saying that wasn't my reality.
Okay, well, that's fine. If it ain't your reality, you don't got to say anything.
And I don't speak on the
things. I don't speak on the things I don't know nothing about.
I'm just saying, but
I don't know the first thing about childbirth or menstrual cycle. So those are two things I'll never open my mouth about. If a woman says it feel like hell is coming out of her vagina when she have a baby, I'm going to believe her because I have no clue about it.
I don't know either. So
I'm just saying, if you don't know nothing about it, then you ain't got to. If it don't apply to you, you ain't got to say anything.
Exactly, but the way you ask, and I said that's a whole nother thing because that whole systematic breakdown of the Black family. Yes, Black people have a part in it, but it was also orchestrated as well. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, it was orchestrated, but
that's all I'm saying. Why you gotta throw your head back?
Yeah, okay, but
that's a proven fact.
Yeah, it is, but you got upset when I said that was the woman's fault, which it was. It was. They made the choice. This is the choice that they made. Like, why is that so hard for women to take accountability for that? Say, yes, we messed up. Yes, we failed right there. Because we had to, trust me.
Because I'm a female that has had kids and have had housing situations, and it would just baffle the living fuck out of me if a man said, I'm the reason why when because first of all, you can't just walk up and get that type of stuff. This is over time. This is over a process. So even if the man is saying he wants to be there, McDonald's is open. Everybody is taking these jobs to piece stuff together. You can piece it together, but it just is disheartening to hear it's 100% our fault because that we will tussle, we will do this, we will be there, support, help. We will do this. So to say it's our fault because the family broke down.
Okay. How many? If you, I just say, how many of the Zaquavions have you had in your life?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
One.
Okay, you had one.
Yeah. How many would you say I've had?
I'd say two. Two for sure.
That's interesting. But go ahead. Okay, you said I had two. Okay, what's your next question?
Did you pick them or was they forced upon you?
Ain't nothing forced on me.
So you picked them.
Yeah, I allowed it.
Okay. So then whose fault is it?
Whose fault because I allowed it?
Yes.
I mean, I gotta take ownership of that.
So then why is it so upsetting when I say the exact thing, same thing? That women
Because
pick this.
like I said to you before, when you first said Zaquavion, the first 10 to 15 things you said didn't apply to me. It was only after you kept building on it that I said, oh, okay. But the first thing, not working, not doing it, hell no.
I mean, yeah,
Those things, huh?
but the Quavion has several characteristics. It's not just one thing.
Tashawn, and I just said when you kept explaining what those characteristics were, yes, I mean I get it.
Okay. And
So
so
I mean,
these women who are grown, because you can't tell them they're not grown, they're grown, they are of sound mind, they chose this. And
okay, so
all that comes with it. That's what comes with it.
but a lot have walked the hell away from it too.
Okay, you walked away. You're supposed to.
Okay, so why can't the bashing stop?
Because a lot of them walk away and get a new one.
Oh well, I
or the old one looks like they're getting better, so they go pick him back up, and then here you go back again to square one.
I okay.
Or they dress it up any kind of way they want to. Oh, I needed him. He needed a place to stay. I love him. He loves me. We're going to try it again. Cool, no problem. We all go through that. But at the end of the day, accept your responsibility. For every action, there's a consequence.
I mean, it really is, but I'm gonna say, like for me, like you said too, I'm gonna have to call you and ask you. I think I know what you're saying though, but just to be sure, that's what you classifying them as. But like for me,
Any
just
man, well, I'm
huh?
gonna say this: any man that grew up in dysfunction, which I would say in the black community, would you say it's fair to say it's about maybe 90% of us, just black men, grew up in dysfunction? Would you say 90 is fair?
Grew up in dysfunction. I say about 75.
Okay, 75.
Yeah.
That's over half of us.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of us got a piece of Zaquavion in us because guess what? That's what we saw growing up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that's why I'm saying when you say you're not Zaquavion, yes, I am, because I saw dysfunction growing up.
I mean, well, okay. All right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just real.
I mean, it is, but like,
you think about it. Our race of people, what did we tell our little boys when they fall and hurt themselves? And he's
boy,
crying
don't
his
cry,
eyes
suck
out.
it
Boy,
up. You better not cry.
exactly. Now
And
what
that's wrong
happens?
as hell. And that's
Now
wrong.
what happens when Zaquavion is 25 and he's hurting inside and he's been taught since he was a toddler, you can't cry.
He gonna go shoot something up.
Exactly. That's why you got so many emotionally unstable grown men walking around.
Right.
That's why they cussing and fighting and want to beat women. The reason why they feel like it's okay, they saw their mama beat.
Right.
And they was told that was love because mama stayed with the beater. That's dysfunction.
Right.
You said 75%. How many of us little boys get told, oh, he a pretty little boy. Oh, he gonna get all the women. You telling this little boy this when he's 2 or 3 years old.
And that's dumb as hell.
What do you think he's gonna do when he's 25? He thinks he's supposed to have every woman.
Whoremonger.
Exactly. That's dysfunction.
It is.
That's dysfunction. Not to mention the ones that get touched by grown women and grown men.
Right.
So yes, that's why I said we need this counseling. Yes, there's a Zaquavion in all of us. If you grew up in that environment, now I wasn't ever touched, but I damn sure was told, oh, he pretty. Oh, he got long eyelashes. He gonna have all these women. What you think that's gonna do?
Right. Right. I mean, I get it, but
not
like,
to put my mama business out there, I saw my mama playing with different men at the same time. What do you think
Right.
I'm supposed to do? What you think that does to a little boy? That's got
Right.
to sit up here and remember, oh, I can't say his name because that ain't his name. I got to keep up with who this person and who that is, what day it is. Come on, I'm 9 years old.
Right. Right.
That's dysfunction.
I mean, it is.
If my father was in there, my father would have stabilized that dysfunction. Because now there ain't 5 men to juggle. Now ain't no women telling me, oh, you pretty, you gonna have all these girls. Guess why? Because I'm with him. He's teaching me how to be a man. He putting my hands in the soil.
Right.
Not on no woman in the ground. Teach me how to work.
All that I totally agree. Yeah.
Okay. Amber, I agree with you. Amber, call in, Amber. You preaching? Come on.
I mean, I agree with all that, but like for me, for instance, with the one that I'm saying is the Quavion, like if I need help with the kids and he's available, I'm gonna take it because it helps me get to my next step. It helps me to be a better provider because I already know I can't even lean on that person. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'll never feel bad. I'll never feel bad about get it. Can you pick the kids up? Can you do this? And if they are able to do it, but you best believe if they can do it, I'll do it just enough for me to get it to where I can handle it. And I'll let them know, hey, maybe for the next 3 weeks, I have no idea. I have no idea what my schedule gonna be. I don't know if I'm gonna have to do a 16. I don't know if I'm gonna have to, do this. I might have to stay in Nashville because I live out too far. I'm gonna relay that, but at the same time, I'm keeping in the back of my mind, I'm gonna need a backup for my backup,
Well, then that's
because
not reliable.
I didn't, Tashawn LaRae. Are you hearing me?
I heard what you
I
said. Did you hear
never
what you
once
said?
did I say this person was reliable. Not one time. I said, if I do this, it's because of this. I ain't reliable, ain't came out my mouth at all. Not one time. You
But
just
if
you
you
just
got to
pull
have
that
a
in there.
backup for the backup, then what's the point?
Because fuck it.
What's the point?
No. Amber,
See,
call in. Because you're not hearing me. You're not fucking hearing me.
you're
I
not
just
hearing
sat
yourself,
here and
honey.
listened to everything you said. And I'm trying to tell you why women will call the Zaquavion that is the father. I'm trying to tell you why. And you ain't listening.
Well, if that's what y'all calling the father for, God bless you. Call him. He's the father. He's supposed to do his part. I didn't say
That's
nothing
all
wrong
the
with
fuck
that.
I'm saying. And if
He's
he's
supposed to do his
available to
part.
do it, what is the problem in it? That's all I'm
Go
saying.
ahead.
And you say you don't understand why I'm trying to tell you why because if in a 365-day cycle, if we're needing them 10 days out of that, by all means, I'm finna dial that number for them 10 funk ass days. Yes. And that 355 is gonna be on who? Me. But them 10, if I need him, I'm not gonna feel bad for calling him because it's his kids. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, Amber. Okay, Amber. Call in, Amber.
You need a switch. You need a belt so you can
No.
wait. You.
I'm just, because I mean,
What is Amber saying?
she said she didn't say reliable. I understand that. But y'all have to understand too, the father in me, if I can't rely on you for anything, for the smallest of things, I'm just not gonna call you.
But Tyshawn, do you understand? Sometimes that's all we have because when it comes to our jobs, we may literally, prime example, I just got a promotion. They told me I was gonna work 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Guess what? I'm working 7 a.m. to 3.
Okay.
I had to shuffle some shit. I had to. I mean, I'm not finna turn down the job. But at the same time, his last day of school was June 3rd. He still had to get back and forth to school. He still had to do this. He wasn't in before and after care. There was going to be more. He already in private school. So, I mean, literally in a matter of a day, it was, well, Sloss, we're going to need for you to be here in the morning. Huh? What? I'm an hour out. You talking about 7 o'clock. Before and after care don't even start to 6 a.m. We got a problem. But I was able to relay that. But did it have my stomach in fucking knots? Absolutely. Because what was I supposed to do? Well, I mean, the 12 to 8 never even really existed. But I was able to work it out. But in the meantime, that's going to be the first go-to. Like, hey, I
Okay,
might.
okay, yes, Amber, I'm a different kind of father. Now call in. See, y'all keep want to make all these comments. Call in here then. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me where Zaquavion ain't the king of the black community.
No,
Tell
you did.
me,
Oh my God.
tell
These
me, tell me where the
Please give
independent,
it back to her.
tell me where the independence of the black woman hasn't killed our relationships. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me. Change my mind. Because see, I know y'all keep wanting to say, well, it wasn't her fault, and we had to do this, and this, that, and the other. Now I understand. Yeah, y'all got to survive. You got to provide for your children because these men is trash. I'm the first one to say it. They are trash. I wouldn't even get wet for half of them. If I had one, my little thing be dry as hell. It'd be a powder puff.
Not a powder puff.
It'd be a powder puff.
Powder puff.
Because I couldn't get wet for these foods.
Hold on 1 second.
So yeah, y'all call in. Come on in here. I appreciate the comments, but come on. Lo, I know you had something to say. Call in. Come on. I'll give you a minute. You cooking. What you cooking, girl? I done got me a steak. And it looked good, smelled good. Then I lost my appetite. Probably because I was dying to go ahead and do this show. It's been in my spirit all week. Come on, I'm giving y'all extra time. People, come on. People coming on in. Come on in, call in. I know it's painful. I know I'm hurting people's feelings. I don't mean to be ugly. But sometimes we just got to tell the truth.
Okay, Tashawn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm back. What I miss?
Nothing. I'm just telling the people call in because they coming in, and I know I done hurt some feelings. I know I said some rough things, but that's how we get better.
I mean, can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, my thing is, so many people like assume, I'm just talking about me. They assume because they see this motherfucker around that it's all, no, man, it's strictly business. It's strictly fucking business. And I'll never feel any kind of way because I feel like before I ask anybody and disrupt anybody else's home, I need to first start with the father, And if I can't go there, we got a serious problem. But the thing is this, if they pick up, they pick up. If they don't, they don't. I'm not finna lose no sleep. I'm not finna lose no nothing over it. Either they are or they ain't. But the reason why I say I'm gonna have a backup for that is because he is a Zaquavion. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm a theory type bitch. I don't want no hypothesis at all. Theory. I know what you do and don't do. So if you gonna say you do it, okay, cool. But again, like I said, I'm just gonna give him this little window. And you best believe I'm gonna figure it the fuck out in this little window that I've given myself. And if I give myself 2 weeks, I'm gonna really figure it out in a week. It'll only go to 2 weeks out of something really messed up going on. But I'm going to definitely try to get it done. But at the same time, if I can use the father, I'm going to do that because that gives the child time to be with their dad. That gives, I'm not having to worry about them being in the hands of, Chester. I'm not asking somebody because, that's when a lot of women's kids get tampered with is because they are busy or they're trying to do this. And then Mr. John is like, oh, I've got little Joey. Or, you got Susan that can pick up your daughter. And then she's like, oh, but the whole time they are predators. So, it minimizes a lot of that. And you're like, let me just go with the dad because it is their dad. They can sit their ass at the house with them. I'll leave the door unlocked or just drop them out. You know what I'm saying? So for us, it's one of those things. It is less of a headache because, it is their father. You get what I'm saying? But that don't mean y'all running down the aisle. That don't mean y'all are just Gucci. You know what I'm saying? It's business.
Okay.
And that's where we've evolved from the Zaquavion because we realize you're a fuck boy. You're a playboy. You just want to do this type of shit. You want to be a politician. You just want to take pictures at birthdays, holidays, and events. And then you want to blast it everywhere to give the illusion that you're really there. Boy, please stop. You're not.
Well, my question then. Well, my question then is, if he's that type of person, why would you even have him around your children?
Because it's still their dad.
But that don't make it right.
Tyshawn, it's still their dad.
You
asked, but
I'm just asking.
For a ride. Do not butcher me because I said to pick this child up from school.
If the father is abusive physically.
Oh, see, I would never call the man.
Okay, but so since he's mentally or maybe emotionally abusive,
that's
is that
why
not the same?
Only picking up the child. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
So if he physically harms, that's one thing. But if he mentally and emotionally harms, then it's different.
I still don't be around because if my child need a ride, that ain't got shit to do.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the child.
Well, I'm gonna need for you to say that. Now, what's your question?
If he is physically abusive, do you still have him pick up the children?
No, you do not. You do not. You don't call him. You do not pick up $200.
Okay.
You go. You just go.
Okay.
You don't
and
do
if it. If he's mentally and emotionally abusive, is that not the same?
You don't call him. You don't call him. Because you're not
strong enough.
No, you don't call him.
Don't y'all see?
What?
Don't y'all see that if he's in and out, that's emotionally abusive?
Yo, it's a horrible feedback on your end. What?
Okay.
Yeah. You said, do we see what?
Is that not emotional abuse? Is that not abuse if he's emotionally abusive? If he's in and out?
I just said emotional and physical. You don't fool with him.
Okay, so y'all don't see him going in and out and doing his thing as emotional abuse?
What do you mean in and out? What is in and out? What are you talking about?
If he's not there and then you calling him just to pick up the child, is that not emotional abuse?
Hell no, you just did me a good favor.
Okay.
You just dropped the kid out. Where am I emotionally attached with you dropping off our child?
It ain't about you. I'm talking about the child.
Well, fuck, what are you asking?
I'm asking about the child.
Is it? It could, but I tell you what's gonna be even worse for little Billy. It's gonna be a little worse for little Billy for the main provider to be fucked up. It's gonna be worse for little Billy if he don't have his home to come to and eat in the car and the gas. So I mean, now mind you this, if I call, that means I've never shut the door for him to call or see his child. Let's get that under control. If the child is not seeing and or hearing from him, that is none of my doing. That way is always open. But at the time, usually, I'm going to tell you this is the sad part. Kids get adapted to the parent that is there and the one is not. I think kids build up a buffer to say, I know this is all I'm gonna see of this motherfucker, and I'm gonna get it in while I can. But it makes your child grow up. Now, 5, 6, they may not get it, but by the time they hit about 10, they start seeing, like, you know what? I see this. I see who's there. I see who's not. But again, that's also that dysfunction that you were speaking of. But the difference is they're not swimming in it. They not bathing in it. You know what I'm saying? It's a touch. It don't make it right. But at the same time, I don't shut that door. If he wants to see his kids, he can see his kids. If he wants to call, and he'll do that every now and then. He'll do a FaceTime and be on there for 2 hours. And they love it. And then it may go on for 2 or 3 days, then nothing.
And that's
now,
emotional abuse.
It probably is, but
I'm telling you, I've been that child. That's emotional abuse.
It's abuse. So I mean, I'm abusing them. I'm abusing them because their dad picked up the phone. I mean, what? I
didn't
know,
say you abused them. I said
you're
that is
saying, but you're
emotional
saying I'm
abuse.
subjecting them to abuse.
That is emotional abuse from the father.
Okay, so you're saying I am the
I
conductor
said
of
that
my children being abused. You're saying
that is emotional abuse from the father.
Okay, so
I didn't say it was your fault.
I didn't say you did say that. I just said you said I am conducting it.
I didn't say you was conducting it.
Well, I said, else if I'm the one calling the motherfucker? How is it not?
I said that is an emotional abuse from the father.
Okay. So again, like I said, I'm gonna get these car rides to and from school. And if he chooses beer, okay, not okay. But we all know what the Zaquavion syndrome is. He gonna disappear like dust in the wind. But I at least, okay, so this is gonna be sick. It is abuse that they are rendering or that I'm rendering to them. But it's an abuse that I know all about versus, like I said, the stranger, the help, the like what the hell just happened. At least it's a more controlled environment. And I think a lot of women,
Is it dysfunction?
Absolutely, it's dysfunction, but you got to do what you got to do. Like I said, that proposition was given to me. I took it. It switched on Monday morning. I had to make adjustments. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's my money. I had to make adjustments.
I just said it's a dysfunction.
I just said it is. Okay. And now was I happy? Now let me tell you something. The amount of spit and saliva I had to come up with to dial that number and body bent and ask and humble. I don't want to do that. But I did not want to do that. I did not want to fix my mouth to ask because it's like a piece of you die. Like my whole left arm just gave the fuck out when I had to do it because it's like, ain't this a bitch? I got to call this motherfucker here. We ain't happy about it, but I needed it. I needed it. I mean, I needed it. I mean, so I needed it. I mean, it was nothing else that I could. It was nothing else that I could do. Hold on. What are you reading? What are you reading?
My the brothers chiming in, texting me.
Well, share it. What are they saying?
Oh, you don't want to hear that.
And you know what? And that's fine too. That's fine too. Here. That is absolutely fine too. Because it's like you said before, you don't know how to tell somebody how giving birth is and all that. I would imagine. Right. Hell, I don't either. But the thing is, it's real easy for somebody to sit back and say what they would do when they've never been in that situation, and they're not looking at the monthly toll of just having a house to function and to work and the logistics of it all. Juggling 3 kids, 3 different ages, well, naturally, but it's a hell of a juggle. I'm trying to make sure the older one is not mentally off somewhere, and then like Messiah, he don't really communicate well. Putting him in speech therapy, and then this younger one's just popping. So you have all of that. Live an hour out, live an hour back. Like today, it took me an hour and 40 minutes to get home. An hour and 40 minutes. And since that rap versus battle was on yesterday, I listened to Trina all the way home. I sat in traffic, listened to Trina. Oh, that was torture. So it was just the function. And guess what? I got to get up and do it all over again tomorrow. But it's easy for someone to say whatever it is they saying when they haven't had to deal with it. A lot of guys, they don't have their kids. So it's that's not you. You've had yours for many years.
I know guys that don't have their kids. I know guys who wanted the kids.
You sound like a robot.
Hold on.
Like you getting shook real hard.
I figure this audio out one of these days.
Well, it's clear now.
There's a lot of guys that should have gotten the kids and they didn't.
Right.
I'm a firm believer. I think that once the baby is born, it shouldn't automatically go to the mother. But I mean, that's just me. But just to stay on my subject, I mean, no, guys don't know your story, but a lot of guys look at women like you and say, well, hey, this is the consequence of picking Zaquavion.
But at the same time, if they say this is the consequence, I live with that every day and I accept it. Like, you don't hear me saying boo hoo hoo. I wish I don't do that. So I mean, you best believe when I had these,
and somebody else.
Oh, but you best believe when I had these last two, I fully accepted what that meant, and I knew what category and slot I put myself in. Who is it?
Hey, sister.
Hey.
All right, what you got? You doing all this comment? What you got to say?
I kind of missed out on some parts because I moved the computer. No. I know one part was with the you said it's their fault if they go back. Yeah, I think it is their fault if they go back to them because that's the choice that you made.
Exactly.
Because the first time it's your lesson learned, and then you got some females think that they decide, well, he doing better, so let me try to see if it'll be better. And at the beginning, it turns out okay. And it can be going well like that first 6 months. And then something just happened and it's just like, yeah, it's not, you back to your old ways. So I think it's the second chance idea. I mean, it's a lot that goes into it.
Okay, but had you said you admitted you've been with a Zaquavion.
I have.
Do you agree that sometimes, and I'm not saying you, just saying in general, do you agree that the black woman's independence, had it hurt the black relationship?
Yes and no.
Okay, explain.
Yes, because some women are so independent, they don't know how to let their guard down for a type of dude. And then you got the other side where some dudes just don't want to step up. Some dudes just don't want to do their part.
What do you mean by that?
So Zaquavion has a job, quits his job, don't want to get another job.
Right.
So I'm having to put my best, my greatest foot forward to get a job to make sure everything is taken care of. So I mean that's one part.
I agree.
Because as women, we're naturally nurturers, so that's our thing. It's not so much that we want to be providers, but when we see it falling apart, that's the option.
Oh, and let me be clear on that. I'm not saying I don't blame y'all for having to be strong and be independent, because in a lot of cases you don't have a choice. You gotta eat, your baby gotta eat. So yeah, y'all do what you gotta do. I think that it's kind of, it would be hard, I would guess, to say for a lot of women to be in a world where they have to be a little bit more masculine to make it, because you got to be aggressive in the workplace in a lot of instances to even get ahead, but then at the same time try to still be feminine and motherly and stuff like that. So I don't really blame y'all for having to be independent. I'm just saying, when you have the opportunity to be with a man, you got to turn that independence off. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead.
Okay, so question. What do you say about the guys who are intimidated by females who are stronger?
See, to me, if you even intimidated by a woman, you just a weak ass man.
That's my thought.
That shouldn't even be part of your vernacular, that you intimidated by an independent, strong woman. My thing is that you should be able to communicate on a level to where that woman understands, okay, I don't have to be as strong anymore. You should put her at a place where she should feel like, okay, he got this. I ain't got to panic about making rent next month. I ain't got to panic and worry if it's going to be food in the house. I ain't got to panic and worry if the light's going to be off. Because if you doing what you're supposed to do, then that woman, by theory, and I'm not saying it's always right, but by theory, she should automatically resort back to a woman's place and be that nurturer of the family and not try to wear both roles. So if you're intimidated by that, then you just a sorry ass man.
I totally agree.
But it goes back to what I've been saying. Who raising these sorry men?
That's true.
Who's raising them? Because dad is long gone. Who's raising them?
But you know what? In my situations, they had both sets. Multiple had both sets.
Well, he was just a bad seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a product of his environment.
Yeah, but I mean, you can have, but then again, the Bible says you can tell the fruit by the tree, but you can tell the tree by the fruit it bears. If you bearing bad fruit, that means the tree overall was bad. Maybe his daddy was trash. Maybe his daddy didn't have his daddy. And this
because if he had seen it like early, those sponge years, that's just what he took in. That's seen, so that's what he goes off of.
Exactly. But yeah, what else you think, Am? What else you got to say? I know I probably steps on some toes.
I missed the other part of the conversation.
Well, basically, I was given a synopsis and a breakdown of what kind of person, when I say Zaquavion, exactly who I was talking about. So women could quit saying, I ain't never been with no Zaquavion. And I'm like, yes, you have. There's no way around that.
You have.
I think we all have to be around some trash to understand treasure. You can't do one without the other.
Even a great, awesome dude has some Zaquavion in him.
That's what I said.
You just know how to control it.
We all have it in us because we
just controls it differently.
Exactly.
But I think the thing is with now honestly, most times I don't know about a lot of girls I know when they had a child with a Zaquavion. So it's like The daddy don't want to do nothing.
Stop.
He come in and out when he want to. He do what he want. It's no
Stop.
ability there. So I know for me and mine, where else? I told him you can be as a Quavion everywhere else. Come to my child. I need you to be I don't know who, but anybody else but was Quavion. When you say you coming, come. What you gonna say you gonna do, you gonna do. If you say you gonna do whatever, because that's my experience as a child myself. So it's like I need you to have your ducks in a row when it comes to your child, because I don't want her to deal with that. It's an agreement that we had.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you fall off, don't get mad. When I start moving a little bit different and start doing things a little bit different.
Well, let me ask you this. I never met your baby daddy, so I'm going to put that out there for everybody. I never met him.
Yes, not.
So, is he absent? Is he present? Is he doing what he's supposed to do?
No, he's present.
Okay.
My thing mostly is because I do have a great support system with my family.
Mm-hmm.
My importance is presence before finances.
Right.
So I rather have your presence so she know who you are and y'all make that connection than the finance part. I mean, I would like the finances. I ain't gonna act like I don't. But I'd appreciate the help. But the presence is more for me. So
and this is something both y'all can answer, because I know Tia does this too. Why do y'all? I don't want to. Let me see how I word this right. Why is the finance component not important to y'all? That's a good question for a lot of us.
Why? I'll go that route first, because it's about the presence. It's about you being there. There is nothing that I could ever pay for Messiah to learn, or Angelica to learn, or Savannah to learn. They got to get that from their dad. That's something money can't buy. And the thing is, I'm a memory type person. So you got to have the memories. You got to have that, because when it's all said and done, when I'm gone and I've returned back to dust, she's only going to be left with the memories. That money is going to be gone. So I could care less. I could care less about the money.
I get that.
So that's what it is. I could care less about that money, man. Come see about them. Come be around them if you're able to do so. If you fucked up out there, I get it. But some of these dudes are living their best motherfucking life.
Best life.
Okay, I'm glad y'all said that. Now, Amber, you got something to add to that?
No, I'm the same way. I'm
okay.
A person,
now,
so
what y'all just said that, why is it there so many women immediately go to the child support court?
Immediately, because they wanted the money. They never wanted the man. They wanted the money. For the women that Usain Bolt, they just strike out running for it, and they don't even try to talk to this man or do all that. They only wanted the money, because it's the Zaquaviana in her that wanted to get the benefits, that wanted to get the money. And then she know if she got that $1,000, that $1,500 coming in, she knows she always got her rent paid. She always can flip-flop in and out of a car. She can do all that. So that's that type of woman. That's that type of woman.
Okay. Yeah. You got some that just want the check.
That's it.
Some girls have kids.
So then when I speak on these things, I was told that the man's supposed to make that payment, because I hate that word, child support. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate the thought of child support. I think that system should be done away with completely. But I do say this. I understand where y'all coming from when y'all say, this is way off the subject, but I do understand when y'all say the presence is more important. I remember my mom was like that with my daddy. It's good to bring something every now and again, but her thing was do something with this boy, talk to this boy, go play ball with this boy. And sometimes he delivered. He never really took me anywhere, but I mean, he would bring the money. I had Robert to go do stuff with and tell me stuff and all that kind of stuff. But so I do appreciate when women say that the child support system is jacked up and women just want the money, because that's a lot of the men's plight. And I know it might not be right, but dudes do run away from the child because it's a burden to them. It's not they don't love the child because now the child is a bill. And I try to explain that to women sometimes. It's like, yo, you turn your child into a bill. That's something he has to pay. So naturally, he's not going to always have the same love for the child as you do.
But you know what's so wild with that with me? The amount of money I spend just to keep the house going. That child support is like maybe 1/9 of it, 1/8 of it, if that. So
that's why I feel like it's a waste of time.
Yeah, so like the crazy thing for me is if men feel that way, they have the right to feel that way. It becomes a bill. But what the thing that always baffles me is usually the man is supposed to carry the insurance, but like the women like me to say they can just be there. These jokers don't carry the insurance. It's still on me to do it. So I'm still getting dinged. Before I even see my check, I'm getting dinged because of the insurance. So to be honest with you, that's really what it does. It just compensates me for the insurance that I've paid out all month. But it's just funny that it becomes a bill for them. But do you know how many? That's another subject. I ain't going to bring that up. But that just baffles me because they even when the courts say get your kid summer every other weekend, every other this, they don't do it. When the courts say do the insurance, they don't do it. But they crucify that mother for doing it, and she could genuinely need help. She just might need help.
I understand that. I'm not a fan of the court system, but I do.
I'm not either.
I do understand that the mother does need help, but trying to get another entity to tell the father what he know he's supposed to be doing. I mean, that's you really wasting your time. That's really what I tell people. It's like, baby, you take him to court, you're wasting your time. If you can't tell him how important this is, and more importantly, if he don't understand how important his role is, damn sure not no strange judge gonna tell him what to do. That's not gonna work.
And then I don't think people realize either, me personally, I feel like it's easier just to ask the dude for it, or y'all set up a plan before, because even when you go to court and they set up something, whatever he paid, they take a percentage out to give it to the state anyway.
Exactly.
You don't even get the whole thing. So if you set up something before you even go, and a lot of these females, unless your baby daddy, child's father, whatever, got a bomb job, if they paying $300 a month, like taking it down $300, you only getting $2 maybe $210. You're not even getting the full $300. If I'm gonna ask for something, I want all of it. I don't want just.
Now I don't know about that taken away, because what mine was set for, that's what I get. So I don't know. You have that initial like $25 taken out, but I now that part I don't know about, because what was on that paper, that's what I get.
Well, the Venetia, most they got state support.
Yeah.
So if you get any of that, they take out a percentage.
Oh, okay.
To cover, because they look at it like the state is the other parent.
I got you. Correct. I got you. So if she's getting like food stamps, Families Medicare, first. Families First.
Families First.
Okay. I got you. I understand now. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's
so basically,
why do they even do it?
Got you.
So I done went on this rant for an hour about women. What do women think? How do we fix this situation? Do men need to just accept women's independence? Should we just should we just allow Zaquavion to keep being the king of the Black community? Like, what do y'all think we do to fix this problem? Because that's what I really want to get down to, is the solution, not the finger point, but let's get to a solution.
I don't know, with women's independence, I kind of think that's, I don't know. I don't want to say society has brought, but they kind of have. In the part of that, women's rights and all that stuff, which is cool. But I think we've become, because the hierarchy and all that has changed over the years. Grandparents was kids. The man worked. The woman stayed at home. When they start flipping over types of rules and laws and stuff like that, and start changing the idea of the black male, that's when women start becoming more independent. Based on because they had to.
Correct.
Because roles had changed, because a lot of black men getting locked up, so women have to be independent. You know, I think society has kind of set that up that way. Then too, I think women can change if you got a good dude or somebody who's doing right, crying. Maybe you should bring your ego down some. Turn it. I mean, it's something you can do.
Now I can say what I think.
Well, go ahead.
I think first and foremost, counseling, because you can't give yourself to someone if you don't know who you truly are without that pain, trauma, and all of that. So I would say both parties need to at least sit down at some point in time in their life and sit with a clinical, non-religious based doctor, an actual clinical counselor. Clinical, not now. If you want to go the holistic route, by all means do it. But at the same time, you need to go to a real therapist. Pay that money, go get you a few sessions in, go, because that's when you find out about yourself. When I went to counseling, I found that my first and foremost issue was, after I dealt with the grieving process, because that was a part that came up, and I had to learn the steps of grieving, because some people I had never accepted, and other people I accepted it the day I heard it. I accepted it, right then. So I had to realize that. But the second thing that was important was what triggered me. If I don't have the basic needs, my life is out of whack. If I don't have shelter, money, and transportation, I'm fucked. And so he told me, he said, you're a situational person. He said, all of your issues of this, and this is situation. He said, a job fixes everything for you. He said, everything that you're coming in here boggled down with is all because of the fear of not having a house, the fear of not having transportation, and the fear of not being able to provide. He's like, your job. And when I was able to see that, I was like, you know what? You're right. If I have this, it allows me to do everything on my worry list. But if you want to come in and you want to jeopardize anything on my worry list, you're a motherfucking threat. You got to go. If you're going to mess with you got to go. Because I'm not going to be able to successfully do my job that is my trigger. Everybody got triggers. If you are triggering my trigger, you got to go. Because it's going to cause a stumbling block for me. So.
Well, I guess I can interject what the men want to say. Y'all might not like this.
You idiot.
The men wanted to know, why is it that if y'all recognize that Zaquavion is real and that he's actually in the community and that's who y'all dated, then why is it that y'all can't accept Chris and Tyrone and Malcolm where he is? Why did he got to be Superman when Zaquavion is trash?
I don't know. I don't look for Superman. I don't look for Superman. So to try to answer that, I don't know, because for me, and tell me if I'm wrong, Tashawn, I probably care a little too much. So I don't know if I've ever just said Superman.
Well, basically what they're saying, what they're saying is,
what they're saying though.
y'all are giving Zaquavion a billion chances.
All these chances, and then
they
dude
come along, and if they don't have perfection, they don't get much.
I don't think it's that. I think it's you deal with a Zaquavion and you start, and then you done with that, but you have to actually get over your Zaquavion. That's key. Get over your Zaquavion and clear your mind of, I mean, it's not gonna clear your mind, but put yourself in a better position emotionally and mentally. And then when you start dating someone else and you start in a red flag and you mention the red flag and the red flag is not being taken care of, not because they don't care, maybe it's just out of habit. I think sometimes that's why we just like, yeah, let's move on.
I would have to say, like for me, I think we accept a lot from this guy that's saying they got to be perfection. I think we're very open to help, to understand, to do that. But then it's like they focus on it, but at the same time, we can see where Zaquaviana is doing the same thing. So it's kind of like you want to bash me for my kid's father, but your kid's mother is doing a little more. And then we might even say, go help her. Go do it. She need it. And maybe you're able to tame them down and say, hey, she really needs your help. Oh, and then they may say, you know what? I never looked at it that way. Because at the same time, we all women, we all kids, we all the same race. And it's like, no, she really needed your help. Like, please go do it. She's just stressed. Just go help her. And then they're like, you know what? Okay, I can see that. Let me go see what's going on. Or you may be able to suggest, say, hey, you might want to check up on this and that. And they do it, but I don't know if I've ever wanted perfection or any of that. But as far as giving chances, I mean, when you share kids with somebody, it should be about the kid. Now, if you sitting up and you jumping back sexually with the dad, that's a different story. If you going back into it, but if it's strictly business and strictly about the kids, I mean,
I think it's just when you see old habits like that, the person you just got through fooling with, and you've already told yourself, I'm not gonna do this again. It's just like, yeah, nah. But I don't think I look for perfection. I don't think I do. But I mean, I know some people who do.
I mean, I guess they're referring to the women who feel like, oh, I got to have a baller. I got to have somebody that got $1 million and this, that, and this big mansion. But Zaquavion was hitting it and he ain't have shit. Or
see, that's reaching.
Or I've seen this personally. Now they didn't say this, but I've seen this personally, where women have kids by Zaquavion and then tell a normal guy, oh, you gotta wait to marry me to get my candy. And to me, I'm like, how? You already used. So how you
But I can say with that, it depends on the female and the stage that she in mindset wise.
Well, see, I think she's broken when she says something like that. She actually thinks that her candy was the problem.
It's the same. Right, it's gonna be a correlation to fix how she feeling, and it's not. It's nowhere near it. But it's just like the same idea that some women think, or some dudes think, this idea too. If I sleep with somebody else, I can emotionally get over a personal situation.
Well, wait a minute now. Men don't have sex with their emotions. Men don't have sex with their emotions.
Oh, okay.
We can have sex with the same woman 2 million times.
Right, but I said to get over somebody else.
Oh yeah, we do that now. Yeah, we do that. But that's not to get over somebody. That's just a way of licking our wounds because we hurt. And like I said, we wasn't allowed growing up, we're not allowed to express how we feel. We're
So
not
have an
allowed.
emotional detachment.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we
But you're
have
not
to
in
do,
your emotions.
we have to do that. We have to do that.
You're not in your
So,
emotions.
Huh?
oh God, yes, they're emotional, girl.
That's not your emotions.
What are emotions?
So you have sex to get over somebody.
It's not
So
so
you
much to
don't
get
have that
over 'em.
emotional attachment.
I would say
But
it's
that's your emotions.
I would say it's putting a Band-Aid on the open hole.
So why would you keep putting a Band-Aid and wrapping an open hole? Why?
Because we're never taught by other men how to deal with that the correct way.
Let me tell you something. At 25, if we still Band-Aids up, holes up with Band-Aids, we got a problem. We got to come up with different ways to fix it.
Uh-oh. I think my camera done died. So we have to cut this short, y'all. It was a good conversation, but we're going to go ahead and end it off because I think the camera done went on or something happened.
Yeah, that's what came up earlier. This
Yeah.
EOS webcam.
Yeah, I think it's the camera. So thank y'all for calling in. Thank y'all for viewing. We got a show Sunday. The story of Joseph and Jesus, a true father's love. So check it out. We'll talk to y'all later.